Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel, a place where all future millionaires come to get inspired. As you know already, I'm your humble boy, Terry Foch from the Roots. I'm here live in Bamenda, Cameroon, with one of my boys, a son and a nephew, and he's been around. He's been around for some time. He's followed me all the way on YouTube. You've been out of Cameroon now for some time, haven't you?
Yes, exactly. I've been out of Cameroon now for 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah,
That's quite a long time, isn't it?
really long, right? Quite a long time. I was in the United Arab Emirates, in
Right.
Dubai. Yeah,
So you traveled to Arab Emirates 6 years ago.
I traveled April 2016.
You even remember the date.
Yeah,
that's how
April
fast
21. Yeah,
time goes, isn't it?
yeah,
And then for the
exactly.
interest of our viewers, if you just introduce yourself to everyone. So who are you and where do you come from in Cameroon?
My name is Haris Tanto Achiri.
Yeah,
I come from Bamenda, precisely from
yeah,
the northwest. My village is Mendankwe.
right,
Yeah, and sitting beside me is my uncle.
right. And as I did say before, pleased to meet you again. I know we've been apart for some time, but we've come back, home. We're trying to meet to engage and just see how things are, share our experiences abroad,
Yeah,
how
exactly.
life has been abroad, how we've managed to get home, and what we can do to always take ourselves forward. So, just a small dim light. So, you said you traveled to Arab Emirates 6 years ago.
Yes.
So, what were you doing before then?
Before I traveled to the United Arab Emirates, I was a nurse here in Cameroon.
Right.
I was working in the health center over there,
Yeah.
like a voluntary worker.
Voluntary worker.
Yeah, I tried to look for jobs here in Cameroon and it was not possible. So I had to move to the
Right.
United Arab Emirates.
Okay. So you were working as a nurse and as a volunteer nurse to start with. So you
Yeah.
were not directly employed by the hospital.
Yes, exactly.
And because it was difficult to then secure a permanent job, you had to travel to the Arab Emirates.
Yes.
Would you have traveled if you actually had a job?
In the first place, I never wanted to go. Actually, I never
Okay.
wanted to go, but due to the nature of the way Cameroon was at that time,
Yeah.
I really had to seek for greener pasture elsewhere.
That's why.
Because
Yeah.
even if I was employed in Cameroon, the salary I will be receiving will not be anything because of
Okay.
my position. Yeah,
Right.
because I was just a nursing assistant.
At the time.
Yeah.
Right. So there's nothing called just a nursing assistant. Nurses do a very incredible job. I will give my applaud to every nurse, and I give my applaud to every nursing assistant who is out there helping people who are very ill. We appreciate you. But what I was going to say is, are they actually being rewarded, which is what we're trying to talk about here. So averagely, how much are nurses paid in Cameroon, if you may say?
I think for now, I don't even know how much they receive, but at that time, they, if you are working in a good hospital, you can receive like from 50,000
From 50,000. That's from 50,000 CFA
Yes.
onward.
From a private hospital, but if it's a government hospital, it will be more than that.
It will be slightly more than that.
Yes.
Right. So we feel that, one, the job was not there. Two, staff are not being well paid.
Yes.
And which is why people then consider traveling.
Exactly.
So after all your thoughts and consideration, you decided to go to Dubai. Why Dubai?
At that time, Dubai was the simplest country for me to enter.
Okay.
Yeah, because I tried other countries like I went for an interview to go to Japan.
Yeah.
But it was not successful.
Okay.
So I tried again South Korea.
South Korea.
Yeah, it was not successful. So as I tried Dubai, I saw that it was very easy for me to go to Dubai.
Okay.
Yeah,
So when you say it's much easier to go to Dubai, how easier? Is it that you don't need a visa to go to Dubai, or
no, you need a visa, but their visa process is way simpler and way cheaper.
okay? So it's way simpler and cheaper than South Korea
exactly.
and Japan and all those places. So you then decided you went to Dubai, and when you got to Dubai, was it exactly what you were expecting, or is that the image of what you painted in your mind before you traveled?
Before I traveled to Dubai, I already heard many bad things, many bad stories about Dubai. They said the place is a desert, and it's too hot. But when I got there, I discovered it's a beautiful place.
Right.
It's the place is their culture, everything there is very nice. Even apart from the weather, I think Dubai is really a place to be.
Right. I think a lot of people do say Dubai is a go-to destination, isn't it? You know,
Exactly.
Dubai is a go-to destination, and a lot of tourists do flaunt themselves into Dubai anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
When you got to Dubai, was it easy to find a place to live? Was it easy to find a job? How was the experience?
I before I went to Dubai, I already had a working visa there.
Right.
Yeah, I never went there like a tourist. So
Okay.
when I got to Dubai, I was being received by my company.
Okay.
Yeah, they took me to the company accommodation and where they provide everything.
To provide everything.
Yeah, like
It's
the
a good experience. Yes.
accommodation is free. They give you people gas, and they give you like water bill is free, electricity is free
Yeah.
in the company accommodation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went there as a security officer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to work. I worked for 6 years.
6 good years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before I resigned.
So did you work for the same company for 6 years?
Yes, I worked for the same company for 6 years.
So compared to what people get paid in Dubai and what they get paid in Cameroon, as you did mention before, is there a big difference?
Yeah, it's a big difference because there you receive the if you have a good job,
Yeah,
you are going to receive good money.
good money.
Yeah, like the security officer, their salary is good as compared to maybe the cleaners
Yeah,
or construction workers
yeah,
because they work hard but they are paid less.
right.
But for the security, I think it's a nice job and a well paid job there in Dubai.
It's a nice and a well-paid job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know we have a lot of Cameroonians in Dubai. How is the sense of community?
Come again?
So we have a lot of Cameroonians who lives in Dubai.
Yes.
When you got to Dubai, were you just picked up at the airport? You went straight to your hotel. You started working. You didn't meet any Cameroonians. Was there anyone to support you or any of those things?
No, I met the person that facilitated my visa. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's still in Dubai.
right.
He was the one that picked me from the airport. From there, and then I slept in his house. The following day, now he take me to the company
To the
accommodation.
company.
Yeah,
Right. So while in Dubai, working and living, how is the cost of living in Dubai?
it's the cost of living there. For me, I think is good. It's not that expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I said before, the accommodation is being offered by the company.
By the company.
So the
Okay.
only if I want to spend any money is for my own feeding.
Okay.
Yeah, because we cook, and like Cameroonians and Africans, we love to eat African food.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we try our possible best to see. We call back home. They send us African food.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
just recently there are so many African shops now in Dubai.
Are they?
Yeah,
That's good. So
so
this shop,
if
the
you want
shop.
to
Yep.
eat any African dish you want, you just go to the African shop. You
You
find it
buy
there.
them.
Yeah.
So from which the individuals who own the shops, which country in particular? Are they from Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana, or is it?
Mostly they are from Nigeria, and
Yeah,
then now Cameroon. Cameroon, they just started
opening their own shops
opening
as
their own
well.
shop there.
That's good. So at least if someone lives in Dubai, as you clearly hear, if you want to eat African food, there is African food in Dubai.
Yeah.
It's not just in Cameroon. You have to travel to get African food, which is a good thing to know, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. So um, when you were in Dubai all these years, have you been coming home and going back, or did you just return after the 6 years?
No, I came back in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, because I made 4 years, and then I came back, visited
Yeah.
before I left. When I came back, my vacation was 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, so I was in Cameroon for 3 months before going back to Dubai.
That's a very long vacation. So do they accumulate? Is that do you have 3 months every year or three
No,
months after a length of?
every year, if you are there for 1 year,
Yeah.
they give you vacation for 1 month.
Okay.
So as I spent 3 years Before
get
coming
3
back, yeah,
months.
they gave me 3 months.
So they can actually accumulate all your vacation for the length of years that you have
Yeah,
worked.
if
And
you
then
spend 6 years, you do 6
in
months.
about 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, wow. So,
No,
but
but
in
it cannot exceed 6 months because if you're out of the country for 6 months,
then you have
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
reapply to come
yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah, visa will be
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Because in most cases, or in most countries, like in the UK, where I come from, holiday cycles run from April to April. If by April and you haven't taken your holiday for the previous year, you lose it.
No.
So they can't accumulate the holiday for 2 years or 3 years to then give you that
No.
holiday. You only get a holiday cycle, which is from April to April.
No, in Dubai, it's not like that.
Okay, that gives some flexibility, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's good because you only come back home when you are ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
You can spend some time.
maybe after 2 years you are not ready. It will be needless for you coming back home. So you still have to accumulate it. Knowing
Okay.
fully where maybe you come back after 3 years and you spend
So
like 3 months.
3 months. So it's
Yeah.
like taking a holiday you don't need, which is definitely not necessary.
Yeah, exactly.
So how's the work life in Dubai? What are the working hours?
The work life there is, I must say, is tedious, but well, as men, you have to work. And
Yeah.
working hours, 12 hours duty.
How many days a week?
For my company, we're working every day.
So
If you want to have an off day, you ask, they'll give you the off day, but they'll deduct it from your salary.
right. So your contract is to work every day. When you have an off day, it's deducted from your salary.
Yeah.
So more or less, you have to work for this number of years without an off day, except you have an off day that is deducted from your salary before you can have a rest.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's 12 hours duty a day, every day.
But it's
That's
not
very tedious, isn't it?
that is just for my company.
Okay.
Yeah, because other companies, they have their normal off days. Yeah, without any deduction of salary. But my own company, I don't know for what reason they are. Yeah, because when you were signing the contract, it was stated we work for 8 hours.
How many hours?
8 hours.
8 hours, yes.
On the contract.
But
8
now
hours.
you end up working 12.
Yeah, and then 6 days per week. But we end up working 12 hours and
7 days a week, every day.
day.
Wow, wow, wow. Then you don't get extra on top of those extra hours or the extra day. You don't get extra.
No, the extra days they pay.
Okay, they pay for the extra days.
Yeah.
So probably it was a matter of choice whether you want to do that extra day as overtime or you don't do the overtime.
Exactly. But I don't know. They never gave us the option to work for that 6 days and to work 8 hours. Because all the locations where we were working, they were doing 12 hours duty.
12 hours?
Yeah.
All right.
Except because there's some exception. Those working in the nightclubs, they're working 8 hours.
Okay, those in the nightclub. Okay, because they start in the evening and
they close very early.
They close late. Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. So all this time you've been coming to Cameroon, did you start any business in Cameroon? Did you start doing anything different? Are you planning to settle back home someday?
Yeah, exactly. That is the reason why I'm back here in Cameroon.
Right.
I'm trying to establish something here in Cameroon.
Okay.
That will be giving me like some income.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the reason why I'm back here in Cameroon.
So apart from going to Dubai, do you think that your own home country or Africa is the future?
Yeah, exactly. I think here in Cameroon, if you want to make it, you make it. It's not only in Dubai where you think you will make it there.
Yeah.
Even here in Cameroon, I have my friend. He came back from Dubai. He already has a business, very big. This building material store.
Wow, that's
yeah, and he's doing. He told me he regretted why he left Cameroon and went to Dubai because where he is now, he's doing very great.
But I think sometimes it's good to travel and have that exposure, isn't it?
Yeah,
traveling is education. Sometimes you might be looking down on opportunities that are around you until you start traveling before you see how important these opportunities
exactly.
Yeah.
Because with the experience he got from Dubai, I think that is what he's using to run his
to
business.
run his business today.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So we believe that we can also invest businesses in Cameroon, or we can start the business in Cameroon. We can build a business in Cameroon, and these businesses are also going to grow successfully.
Yeah, exactly. It's possible here in Cameroon.
It's possible.
Because you can. When I came back, I saw the rate of development in the village.
Yep.
Now I know there's money here in Cameroon. It's not only over there,
Over
because
there.
those that are building, they are not from overseas.
Overseas.
Yeah,
So they're all living here in
they are
Cameroon,
living here in
and they're
Cameroon.
bringing up all this development.
Exactly.
I think we even stop at some point. We look at the development which is going up in station, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
just in
yeah,
our
yeah.
village.
Exactly, yeah.
And I was really blown away with the amount of development that is taking place in that place. You know, have people erecting buildings left and right. And I was even thinking to myself, even me that have been living in Europe for all this time, I don't think I can just build a building as such overnight.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
be successful. But these are buildings being constructed by people,
Cameroonians.
Cameroonians in Cameroon,
In Cameroon.
not those who are in
Yeah,
the diaspora.
because when I came back, most of my friends, I think they have all erected the buildings,
Yeah.
and they are here in Cameroon.
Yes.
Yeah, so when I look and I remember the number of years I spent in Dubai,
Yeah.
I will not regret, but because I've achieved a lot
Yeah.
in Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but that time and
Now
that,
you're thinking
yeah,
your friends, you know, they probably build houses, they're married, they have kids, and they were still here in Cameroon.
yeah, exactly.
But for those who traveled, by the time we come back, but as rightly said, there's no point to regret. You have the great exposure, you've learned, and you're trying to do something now in the motherland,
Yeah,
which is very beautiful.
exactly.
Is there any advice you give to anyone who is out there who is listening to us now? Any Africans in the diaspora, including Dubai?
Yeah, I think they should frequent their home country.
Excellent.
Yeah, they should. You should not be there for so long before coming back. When you come back, you will see things for yourself,
Yeah.
and you will know and you know the next step to take, especially those in Dubai,
Yeah.
because the life there in Dubai is maybe that enjoy not knowing what is going back
In Cameroon.
in Cameroon. So
Yeah.
I'll advise them to try at least after
Come
two
home.
years you come home, you spend some time before you go.
Right.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
they should try to invest in their
in the
country.
country.
Yeah,
So trying to invest in our country is exactly what we aim to achieve here. We want people to come home. Even just taking a single flight to your country, that's already contributing to our own economy. Once you get home, you will need to take your car maybe from Douala to Bamenda, and that's already contributing to the economy. It must not be about constructing or not constructing, but coming home, even just to see your family, it means a lot. They do miss us when you are out there.
yeah,
And
exactly.
for those who are able to come home to build a business, you are very welcome. I think the environment is quite conducive. Things are getting better now home, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
As you clearly said for yourself, and as you can clearly see, as we've mentioned, you know, there's a lot of development going on in places in Cameroon, including Bamenda, where we are at the moment. You know, if you look at the village here in Bamenda, yeah, the level of development that has actually grown there, it's mind blowing.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
it's extremely mind blowing. People think that the streets are empty, the town is empty, the town is full, it's populated. You know, businesses are going on. Find the opportunities that you think are suitable for you, and you crack on with that. Is there any particular opportunity home that you think people can look into?
Yeah, like this, the building material, like I said,
Yeah,
because people are building every day,
every day.
and they need those materials.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you can start that business, I think you'll do well with that.
with the business, building material business.
Yes.
So, as you've heard, you know, one of the most lucrative businesses in Cameroon at the moment, or the most lucrative business in Cameroon at the moment, is building material. People are constructing left and right, and if you open a shop today, be guaranteed that someone will be picking up an iron rod tomorrow, or sand, or cement, or what something will you know, you must be selling something. Even either it is things for plumbing or for carpentry or for the builders, there will always be need for building material.
Exactly.
Because the city is young, it's growing, it's fast growing, you know. So this is the time to get involved, isn't it?
That's
the
it.
time we feel that we get involved. If
Exactly.
you have one advice for the youths that we have in Cameroon today who are looking forward to go out, what advice would you give them?
I will just advise them, before you go, try to investigate where you are going to.
Good.
Yeah, and if you have something doing here in Cameroon that is giving you money, I prefer you stay here in Cameroon,
Yeah.
and you will make your own money here rather than going. Especially now going to Dubai, because Dubai, I don't think the system now is very difficult for Africans.
Right.
Their visa system now is very difficult for Africans. So I will not advise anyone to leave his job here in Cameroon to traveling to Dubai.
To travel to
Yeah,
Dubai.
because
Right. Okay. So you've heard it
I've
all.
been there and I've seen how things are moving there.
You know, he's speaking from experience. He's been there. I've never been to Dubai. You've heard it from the masters himself. They've been to Dubai. They've known, they've learned, and they've also trying to share that experience with us all who've never been and probably looking forward to going. If you don't have anything, you want to go get an experience, that's very different.
Yeah,
But if you
exactly.
have something you are already doing home, put your energy on it, build on it, because at the end of the day, that's going to create more opportunity for people in your own community
Yeah,
and for those who don't even have the opportunity, which is why they're traveling in the first place.
exactly.
So, is there anything that you think our own government can do differently in terms of how people are being paid, creating employment to stop the youth from migrating?
Well, I think the only thing they can do is they should try to increase their salaries, because you see people are traveling out because of the low salary they're receiving. Like I was discussing with one brother from my quarter. He's a government teacher,
Yeah.
but he's planning to move to Canada. I was asking why you are receiving, I think it's 280,000, something like that. But he wants to go to Canada. He said no, that money is for him in Cameroon is too small.
Right.
That he needs something bigger.
Something
So that,
reasonable.
yeah, that's why he is traveling. So I was trying to like advise him, but his mind was already made up.
So that's contributing to brain drain, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Because those who tend to apply for those visas to travel are one of the most educated Cameroonians, people who are already working, people who are already into professions, and those who actually did well in school and they're feeling
Yeah,
that they're not
exactly.
being well rewarded for
For
all
that
the hard work
they are doing. Yeah, that is it.
they're
That is why you see them traveling.
traveling.
If they are not traveling, you see some of them now they'll be doing this like corruption.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they need that money.
they need the money.
Yeah, because that is the main thing that is killing us here in Cameroon. Corruption.
Right, corruption.
Yeah.
So, as you heard, corruption do not just come because people want to be corrupted, but because they feel they're not getting enough reward for the services that they are providing. We're not saying people should be corrupt, but what we are trying to say is if the government can hear us today and work on increasing or improving people's salary or their living conditions, and then we can then build a better future for the children of Africa, or especially for the youth who become the leaders of tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Before we go, is there any one thing you want to say to all our viewers out there?
Well, I don't think I have much to say.
Yeah.
And to say they should be careful wherever they are, especially the youths and especially those here in Cameroon,
Yeah.
because from the way I've seen their lifestyle is, I don't know if it's because of the crisis or what, but I'm trying or I'm pleading on them
Yeah.
to at least be very careful, because I see the type of hairstyle some of the youths are keeping. It's not it's not appealing, and the way they dress, they look like mad people. So I'll just plead with them to be very careful, because now, especially in the northwest and the southwest,
Yeah.
it's not easy. There are militaries everywhere, and they can pick you at any time.
Right. So you are appealing for the youths to be very careful, which is a very good thing. You know, that's a very good message you're passing down to the youth. But you've touched on a point there which is a bit worrying by saying the lifestyle they're living, how they dress, and how their personal outlook looks like. What do you think is going on?
Actually, I think for some reason I think it's due to this crisis, because I'm saying this because of especially the youth in my village.
Yeah.
Yeah, because especially the ones in my quarter,
Yeah.
they no longer go to school. They are smoking this marijuana.
Yeah.
Little children,
So we have little children now
and
smoking marijuana,
their parents are even scared of them.
and their parents are even scared of
Yeah,
them.
because the last time we went to the quarter meeting, I brought up this topic, but the parents they told me I should not say anything because I just came back and I met them that I should not say anything, that I can speak like that, and by the time I will be going, one child will maybe hit me or something like that. So
So, as a community, I think that we have to come together and speak about the things that we are seeing as a challenge, especially if our children are going through them. But for the parents to say we can't speak about it is even more worrying,
yeah,
which
exactly,
means we are trying to nurse that culture to become a norm. And
which
once
is
it
not good.
becomes a norm, for us to break through that chain again is going to be a massive problem.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, because the way they are going, I don't see any future in them. Yeah,
Right. I think the future for every youth is bright. We appeal for parents on this channel. We appeal on the youth. If you listen to us on this program, we appeal that you should be each other's keeper. Look after your community. If you notice that there's so much changes in your children, please try to ensure that the children are doing something quite different. They're doing something maybe reasonable. They're doing something that is positive and creating a good impact in the community.
exactly.
They should walk away from, the habit of trying to keep dreadlocks, which do not represent their community, or they're trying to wear earrings, or they're cutting their trousers into pieces before they're wearing them, and or if you start notice all these changes on your children, which is not a norm to them, can you please address them, even if it means location changing, just moving a type of child from one location to another,
Yeah,
just so they can have
exactly.
a fresh start, is also very
Very
important.
important.
It's
Yeah.
also very important. We know that the means might not be there. Anyone who is listening to us, whose children are also suffering, if you think that you are able to support a child, you're able to help a child out there, please endeavor to do so. We are doing our own bits by passing this information out there just so we can see people who can come together to help their community. It must not be my community, it must not be his community, it could be community in any African country which you represent. Help your community and help the children who are there, especially those who are not going to school, any child affected by any crisis, and or children who do not have parents. For those who have parents, we also have to support the parents to be able to stand these challenges, because sometimes the fear in them can also deter them from doing anything to support their own children.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I really appreciate you coming on my channel, and thank you very much. I know we had our own time, and we're going to have our own time again. But for the interest of our viewer, we are here in the northwest region of Cameroon. We had a good time. We had a good chat, and we're so pleased to meet you and again. And welcome back. I know you are home now, and you're trying to see what you can do. I can only wish you the best in anything you're doing, and whatever you're doing, and I will come back at some point and we can discuss what stage, what challenges you are facing, and if there's anything that you think people can learn from you in order to also improve when they come back home. Yeah. And for our viewers, I remain Terry Fosh, your humble boy from the roots, and I will see you on our next one. And goodbye. Welcome, and say goodbye. Goodbye.